Hey, what is going on, guys? Here is a review that you may not have been expecting. It is the HGUC Gogg kit that, or just a design in general, I don't really find appealing all that much, but I got this for a very specific reason, and I'm interested if any of you guys can guess it, actually. I won't tell you the reason in this particular review video, but I basically got this for parts, and so if you guys think back, you might be able to sort out the idea as to why or how I might want to use these parts. I don't know. Probably not, but I'll let you guys know soon enough. Anyway, the HGUC Gogg here is one of the cheapest HGUC kits that you can get. So you can usually find it for a very cheap price. Bandai reproduces it pretty regularly as far as I know. So it does look very cool. I mean, in the box art, the box art is really nice. It's just that it's a design that's pretty wonky, but let's go ahead and take a look at it anyway. Let's see if maybe building the kit will change my mind at all about it. So like I said, the box art does look really nice, just that the illustration looks very fresh. I wonder if this is still the exact same illustration that was used on the box originally. For some reason, I don't remember it being quite so weathered and detailed, but I don't know, maybe I just never really looked at the box art that closely. But it does look really nice. There in the background, you can see it grabbing onto the Gundam hammer. You have some information here on the front of the box that are kind of interesting. Armaments are Freesea Yard, Mega Particle Cannon Gun ×2, that'd be there in the chest, I guess. Torpedo ×2 right there. And Iron Nail ×2, which I'm guessing are the claws? I don't know. I don't really remember the Gogg that well. Again, it's not really a suit that I've ever paid too much attention to, but there you got the mass production type amphibious mobile suit there. This is number 8 in the HGUC line, going all the way back to, when did this come out? In the year 2000. On the bottom of the box there you can see what the kit is going to look like, all built and painted up very nicely. Got some information about that all there in Japanese, and on the other side some of the details of the kit. The Freesea Yard there in the head, I guess that's what that is, and you can also have the arms deployed, like curled up, or like, I guess not deployed, up there like into the body like that, retracted I guess, and you got the claw hands, the backpack, all that good stuff. So based on the fact that I think the list price for this kit, if I remember correctly, is like around 800 yen, I want to say. Not going to be a whole lot in here, just a couple of runners, going to be pretty simple. We'll take a look at those in a minute. I'm just going to first here take a look at the instruction manual. And on the front, as usual with the typical HGUC kit, we've got a nice big photograph there of the painted build for your reference. Looks very nice with, again, the information over there. On the back side, again, just some posing of that. Pretty simple. It doesn't come with any guns or any exterior like accessories or anything. So basically it's just going to be the mobile suit, and that's it. And then you got your color guide down there at the bottom. Opening it up to the center page, we got some more information here. Everything you might want to know about the Gogg. I'm sure there's more information probably than this you can find on the wiki page, but it's all in Japanese there. Once again, the image of it catching the Gundam hammer. And then over here, the illustration of the front, where you can see the full thing there with the legs and everything, and also some other cool line art there for you guys. We got our parts list in here, and then the rest of the instruction manual just going over the construction of that. So pretty straightforward, I'd imagine. It's an old HG, so it's not going to be anything too crazy. Let's go ahead and check out the runners. So we will have a couple little stickers there, basically just for the black in the head, and then the little pink circle there, is the sticker for the mono eye. And then just a few polycaps here with this kit, PC 123 for our polycap runner here in gray. And our A runner is separated into two parts here. So here we got A1 with the light bluish gray, the dark brown, and the dark gray there for some parts. And on this one, same colors, except instead of the dark grayish black color, we got this little part of red right there for runner A2. Runner B in this light sandy brown color there for some more parts for the arms and legs, body, all our secondary color. And then runner C in that same color, but this time in ABS plastic, is going to be our joint parts and claw parts and things like that. So just be careful with this being ABS. You don't want to break any of these parts, which are the joints, which is unfortunate, as you want to be extra careful not to break any of these, but it should be all right. So like I said, not too much there. It looks pretty simple. Let me go ahead and get this put together and we'll see how it looks. Here he is, all built up, and certainly looking very derp. I mean, it's got a certain sense of charm to it, and I can definitely see the appeal if you're a fan of the design. I mean, it's very unique, and so, I mean, I'm sure there's people with a certain taste for this type of design, obviously, because it was designed and, made into a mobile suit design, everything featured in the show, multiple kits and all that. So, I mean, obviously there's fans of the design. Just, I don't know if it's really for me, personally. That said, I do have intended use for it, so that'll work out just fine, I think. But anyway, let's just go ahead and take a look at the kit as it is. Basically, to put the kit together, it didn't take all that long at all. It's relatively simple and not a ton of parts, and it's pretty easy to figure out. You could probably build this kit without even using the manual at all. So of course, without any accessories to go through, we can just get right into the articulation. Now the mono eye obviously not going to move, as that's just a sticker on there. So you can place the sticker anywhere that you want, but I mean, it's just kind of single use, so I mean, after you place it, you're going to kind of be out of luck. That said, the entire head does move, and I was not really expecting that, but you can sort of move that a little bit side to side like that, kind of. It's on a little ball joint in there, and there's not a lot of range movement with that, but you can move that a little bit. Here in the stomach section, you can also move that a little bit forward and back, a little bit like that. And rotation, yeah, not really, just because of the shape of it. It's not perfectly circular, it's kind of oblong, so you can't actually rotate that too much, just a slight bit. But yeah, just a little bit of forward and back movement there in the stomach section. That's not too bad. The shoulders, this shoulder armor will not move except just basically rotating there like that. And so the arm is attached via a ball joint there, so you could move that around more. It's just that this shoulder armor piece can only rotate. But you can rotate that and then bring the arm out and move that around to wave hello, and you got ball joints basically between all the different segments there of the arms. You can move that around. Each of the fingers is just attached via a small little ball joint in there as well too, so you can move those around as you like. And then down here at the legs, those are also just attached via ball joints, so you can get those out to the side like that to there, forward only about to there, as that's as much as the diaper is going to allow you to move that forward. Back is the same, so you got a little bit of limitation there. And so far on the kit to this point, you've got no seam lines or anything at all, except for a little bit here, like on the side between the front and back section of the hips, and then like here on the top between the front and back section of like the top of the torso, kind of a little bit there. The really only seam lines you'll have for the most part to worry about is going to be here on the lower leg, as here on the upper leg as well too. It's just kind of hidden as a detail panel line there on the lower leg. Though that is just a regular seam line, so you might want to just get rid of that. But the way these go together is that you can remove the seam line on this lower part without having to worry about the knee joint, because the knee joint is something that plugs in later. So you don't have to do any modification to remove the seam line, so that should be really super easy to get rid of that one there. The knee joint itself is a double joint, but just because of the shape of everything, you're really only going to be able to bend it like so much that far. It's going to be looking pretty weird, just this big massive elephant foot there. And then the foot itself is also on a ball joint, so you can move that around forward and back like that, and a little bit side to side is pretty cool as well too. And you got some detail up inside there, which again will look better once it's painted and everything. And then up underneath you got a lot of detail there too, but then unfortunately this empty gap along the outsides there as well too, so that's not very nice looking, but the detail under there does look pretty good. And back around here on the back, you have just this simple backpack, nothing moves or anything on that, it's just kind of stuck on there. And that's basically about it. So right then, the other thing that you can do is just to take off the arms and reattach the hands up into the shoulder armor, which is a little bit tight here. You just pop that onto the peg up inside of there, and then just kind of fold the claws up inside here as best you can, and pop the shoulder back on, and that'll look like that for your kind of collapsed arms or folded in arms. And for a size comparison, here it is compared with the just 144 scale HG Revive Gundam, and you can see it's not all that tall, but it's certainly very wide and bulky, so it's a pretty good size kit here. And that's really gonna be kind of about it here for the Gogg. There's not really too much else to say, just to show you a couple of simple poses that you can do with this just on the ground. There's not any way to plug this onto an action base. As it is, you would have to drill a hole up into the bottom, which is pretty easy, as it does kind of have those little thruster kind of vernier details underneath the hip section there. So all you'd have to do is like drill a hole up into one of those, and that could be where your action base adapter plugs up into. And then even when you don't have it on an action base, it would just look like just kind of the hole into the vernier up in there, up underneath, if you can even see that anyway. So I don't know, just an interesting thought. But if you were to get one of those 30-minute missions, like underwater set pieces like that, that could be pretty cool for displaying this kit, just to display it underwater. It's a simple thing that you could do without having to make any more complicated diorama or anything out of it. I think that would be pretty cool. But it's a really interesting kit. It's very simple and could be great for some kit bashing material, I think. And that's probably what I'm going to end up doing with mine. That's kind of the reason why I got this kit. As I said, I'm not really a big fan of the Gogg, but I mean, I can understand the charm of it to a degree anyway. I guess the next one that I should build is I should build the Zok as well at some point too. I don't know if I really want to, but that would be an interesting one to build at some point. That one's kind of even worse in my opinion as far as like ugly one-year war Zeon mobile suits go, but I don't know, maybe someday I'll give that one a try. Anyway, for the time being guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. If you are interested in checking out the different Gunpla and Kotobukiya kits and all the different mecha good stuff you guys are interested in, link to USA Gundam Store will be down below. I recommend checking out the site there and using my coupon code ZakuAurelius10 to save 10% off everything there on the site. So go ahead and check that out. Thank you so much for your support. Until next time guys, hope you're all having a great day. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.